you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me
I can wait another minute. I can wait another second to be with you for an eternity. I feel like I am in a daydream. Every moment that I spend with you, with you.
Won't you take me home and give me wings to fly? We can be alone in the castle in the sky. We can run away and leave this world behind. Please just take me home to a castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Won't you take me
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Amstel Racing IndyCar race number 8 here today at Watkins, Glen. Qualifying has just started, and the drivers are now on their outlaps, ready to set their hot laps next time round. So, bit to look out for today is, as usual, Kevin Birrell setting the fastest time in practice, and I believe also at the top of the championship currently. I'll quickly double check all of those. Yeah, so we have Kevin Birrell in P1 currently at the top of the standings with 252 points. Hakon Grebstad just behind with 225. And Benoit Favre P3 with 197 points. So we're all still obtainable for all of those races, even with 3 races to go. That's Watkins Glen, Pocono, and Road America. So 20 minutes of qualifying, and it looks like Andy Tapman is going to be the first one to set a lap here. That's Andy in the yellow Amstel racing car. Going onto the grass in one of the more difficult corners of this track. As he went down the chute, he is blowing it off. He's going to restart his lap there. Paulo Lopez set the purple in the middle sector, which is quickly taken away from him. Hakon with purple in the first sector. All of them fairly close together. leaderboard now, and Hakon Grebstad is a set of purples across the board except for sector 2, which is personal best. Nicely in the slipstream then there of Kevin Stam. Kevin takes the last purple sector, although Hakon goes to P1 quite easily with a 124.5, 2/10 ahead of P2. With Benoit Favre now, our P3 championship contender. Particularly difficult corner that is, as the car lifts off the ground as it goes over the crest. As you saw him have to correct, you heard the tyres sliding then as well. Looks like Kevin Birrell has come out for his first hot lap now. Two purple sectors. No one's managed to take that first purple sector from Hakon yet. And as expected, Kevin Birrell straight to the top of the leaderboards with the 124 flat, 5/10 faster than P2. It's 5/10 faster than the Hakon. Now, in practice, Paulo Lopez did manage to get within a couple of hundredths of Kevin Birrell. So I wonder if he's going to be attempting that again. I say, as he entirely misses the bus stop, goes straight on, and is going to have to tow back to pits. Dogs racing team. Always a favourite in the race, as they seem to qualify sort of midfield, but always end up near the front somehow during the race. Kevin Birrell out again, looking to best his last time. Barely slowing down from the bus stop there. Keeping his foot fairly planted around the previous corner and then having to have a brake before the shoot. first of two very difficult corners. This is the second of those difficult corners. See how he keeps his rear in control. Does it so smoothly, so perfectly. Now he's coming around the heel. And to the last uphill hairpin now. Get this foot flat there, a small downshift into the final corner, keeping it close to the wall on the exit, and it's home and away, set another lap, which he does manage to get quicker. That's insane. So that's a 1:23.8, 2 tenths faster than his previous lap, now setting Hakon behind him 7 tenths away.
Yeah, almost 8 tenths away. Hello, hello.
Absolutely, yeah. Hello, Biggles. Hello, I can't speak. Hello,
well, that's
Biggles.
because it's his home, my friend, Watkins Glen. So, you know, he expects to set a statement, of course, and Kevin has laid down that gauntlet immediately. Welcome, everybody out there. Of course, Any Store Racing. This is the IndyCar Series Race 8 at Watkins Glen. Back to the road courses, not street courses, from the ovals that we had last week, or the oval. And just on that note of Kevin Beryl, it's like he kind of gets around a little bit in iRacing, I have to say, because he's got a 5.8k iRacing rating. And I noticed when I was watching some of the iRacing highlights the other day, I saw his name come up quite a few times, actually, a couple of times. So I was like, hang on, I know this driver. So yes, he definitely does get around. And leading the championship as well, I believe.
Hakon looks like he's just aborted his lap for some reason. We didn't see what happened there, but obviously something didn't go quite right.
He forgot to put his socks on, my friend, when he went on the heel of toe, the boot, of course. That's the thing, too. I believe that we've asked the drivers, and most of them do wear socks, do they, when racing?
Absolute weirdos.
Some are barefoot. Some are barefoot, and then some actually have the proper boots on, or put boots on.
Yeah, that was a conversation that we had during the 24 hours of the Nordschleife.
That is correct. Apologies for a little bit late. I was snacking some food down as quickly as possible, so I can go back to back casting. I have to do it later on. Now, any surprises apart from I'd love you to pronounce out there? You know who I'm going to ask you to pronounce, right?
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
The driver.
Nope.
P14. His surname, please. Hey, you have one job, Mr. Producer.
Constantinu.
Chachik Constantinu.
I believe
that's not too bad.
I believe it's a Greek last name, I believe.
I don't know. Constanza is Romanian. I had a friend with a similar name, well, just Constanza. Is there anybody in the chat out there can help us with that one? That would be fantastic.
Well, Costas usually sat in the chat himself, so we might see him when he pulls into the pit have a couple of messages.
Oh, a couple of drivers with some big names, of course. Sebastian Van Den. He hasn't come out on track yet, or they haven't put a valid time in. Now he has Aiden Young, of course, and he's our fellow American here. So once again, this is home court advantage, home track advantage. It gives you at least 8 tenths, according to Kevin.
Well, it's a good job that the last 3 races are all in the US.
Oh, there you go. So, all right, guys, you're gonna have to kick it in the OT. You're gonna have to use the push to passes during your qualifying session, at least. You do have push to passes, no doubt, in this race coming up. We've got 10 of them. Of course, you'll have the actives and the primaries for your tyre selection for Firestone this evening. No mediums, hards, and softs. No wet weather tyres, unfortunately. What do they use for the wet weather tyres as you're watching Andy Tappan go straight through that fast, furious sector?
They don't race.
They don't race at all when it rains?
Nope.
Or a little bit of rain?
Nope.
Huh.
Especially the ovals. In the ovals, they generally get.
I know on the ovals, even if there's a lightning strike like 20 kilometers away, they'll just suspend the race.
Yeah, but generally, I don't think I've ever heard of an IndyCar race being during the rain.
So, obviously, well, if you had no rain races, then you would never be able to race in the UK, could you? Ever? Because it's always
Well, I
raining.
mean, I don't know.
You'd
know,
have to cancel all. IndyCar could never go to the UK. You could probably never go to half the European countries. This has been too wet. You couldn't go to anywhere like Southeast Asia or Panama. Well, Panama, you could in the dry season, not wet season.
I mean, Silverstone in F1 for the past few years has been nice and dry.
But do you imagine risking it, But if IndyCar was to say go there? I mean, the chances of what if it rains? Then you've got to sit there and you've got to delay a day, you've got to delay another day, you've got to delay another day.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of light rain, you still wouldn't be able to perform. It is what it is. They also don't have the massive budget, of course, that Formula One has.
No, absolutely.
That's a lot more tyres that you have to carry around in the teams, and of course, if they were to travel around the world, that's even more of a budget that IndyCar doesn't have. But they do have the machines that have the power. And they have an Italian driving along right now as it flies that car around. What section was that?
That was the bus stop. That was. He's now going down the chute.
Yeah. The inner loop, isn't it? That's the bus stop.
Inner loop is the bus stop. Yeah, outer loop is then the right-hander next to it. The chute is what just went down. I believe that was the toe that he just went around, and now he's going around the heel.
Correct. He's the number 8 on the track map. You should put up the car numbers.
Yes.
I'm confused having a look at these.
My apologies.
Yeah, all right. Car numbers for now, of course, when we get into the racing. There we go. Into the racing, we'll be able to show the positions. Look at the way the car is handling. It turns.
How close that wall it was.
Sticks. His heart rate goes through the roof. He's up into 5th gear. He's going to pull across there. And what time did he set? P8. So no improvement.
It's one of my favourite camera angles. This is right here. Sat on this wall. So when the cars come past, you see they get unbelievably close to it.
You mean on the pit wall? Or you mean the last?
This is the last corner.
Sector?
This is the last corner right here. So we've got someone. Someone just spun out actually. Yeah. Okay, they disappeared before I had a chance. Someone's gonna come round the penultimate corner.
Yes, of course. This would be a fantastic Formula One track again. Remember, it was
it would
the
be,
very
wouldn't it?
first Formula One track in the United States of America. Back in the day. It was. They had it held here for a couple of years, I believe, and then they elected not to race in the States for a little bit, and then they raced, of course, many other places since then. But it's good. I don't think it's graded right now, of course, for a Formula One. Is it grade still? Is it a grade A? Class 1 track or whatever?
I think it might be grade 2 now.
Well, especially if you look at those barriers and stuff like that, I don't think that would be graded enough. Now for Formula One.
Yep, it's still grade 2.
Yeah, but if they obviously they're going to invest money into it, because unfortunately you're not going to be able to jam-pack the stadiums here full of the people that they want in Formula One now, that they're going to get in Las Vegas. Did you see how much those tickets are in Las Vegas going for?
Yeah, they're ridiculous. Absolutely stupid.
For a 3-day general admission pass, over $1,500, over 18, that's nearly $2,000 US. Nearly. For a general admission. 3-day pass. Grandstands, you're up for 15K, 12K or so, a seat for a grandstand. Don't even get into the paddock passes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Considering Australian, for an Australian GP, I think it's about $500 for a 3-day. And about $4,000 for a paddock pass. So you could buy 3 paddock passes, I think, for the price of 1 grandstand ticket. In Australia, 3 paddock passes for the price of 1 grandstand ticket in Las Vegas.
Well, I'm just scrolling down the list of grade 1 tracks that F1 could go to if they wanted to, and there are so many that we never seen. Or never seen in modern times, anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's because they don't build the popularity, of course, that they want to sell out tickets and things like that. So you're getting down about 2 minutes of change left to qualify at the moment. I don't think anybody's going to even come close to challenging Kevin's time. But I have to say, who wants to be lining up second in the row next to him, first row? next to Kevin. That's going to be the key, because that's the one that's up for grabs, I would say.
Also, let's not
So you
forget
see
the danger of turn 1 as well in this track. Turn 1 is notorious for causing first lap pileups.
Of course, it's a sharp right-hand corner. I believe it's... I love the elevation change, of course, in this track. It's just like one of those classic tracks that you just can't get it in any modern ones. Modern tracks with this kind of like elevation changes, like the Hammett. Well, of course, Las Vegas, we won't talk about that one. It's not going to have any elevation changes. Just like Miami doesn't. What about Kevin Stan in the 61 car? The Flying Dutchman?
Yeah, I think he's definitely got a chance to put that up to P3, looking at his times he was doing in practice. I've seen him go off track there. That's not actually an off track. You are actually allowed to do that. That is the IndyCar line right there.
Nothing wrong with that.
Whereas that isn't. You're not allowed to do that one.
All right, Paulo Lopez. I'm surprised Aiden Young hasn't put in a really good time around here, and Costa, with his lovely name that we can't pronounce, or we've actually tried to pronounce it. 5 seconds, you know that they just haven't put I think, a reasonable lap that they'd be happy with. Sebastian's just sitting in pit lane. I don't think Sebastian's even coming out. Is he serving a ban or anything?
Not entirely sure myself. I'm surprised that Aiden's only done one hot lap. I'm not sure why he would only do one hot lap, because he's usually at least between P5 to P9 generally, I think.
Yeah, do you think, but it's like as in a hot lap, as in a lap that's counted?
Yeah, as in not an out lap.
Or an invalidated lap?
Well, he must have validated because it's on the board, but my telemetry's saying to me he's only done 2.1 laps.
Ah, okay.
I
do see that.
We've got
You're
Robin over here with 10 laps he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, in SDK it's the one next to license on the right hand side.
I see it, yep.
There's a jump there. He jumped it over that chicane then. It's really quite amusing when you see the NASCAR race here and all the cars, all four wheels off the ground going over the bus stop.
Oh, NASCAR, all four wheels are grinding into a barrier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Seems to be the trend now, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant. I love watching that.
Of course, but that was tactically very clever because it just needed to get into the playoffs. And that's what you did. I think, do you like that system? It's a bit debatable out there.
I don't really know how it works,
The
I'll be
playoff
honest.
system. I don't really know how it works. Or we kind of briefly described it.
Because they,
Qualifying's over. Yep.
oh yeah, it is. Oh, they do it in like loads of other sports as well, don't they? Like over in the US, they do it like in American football and all that. Like a similar system to that.
Of course they do, like basketball and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you go down to in your March Madness and all that jazz.
I still just don't really get it.
It's to give, but in motor racing's a lot different, I'd have to say, isn't it, to go that over and over again, because motor racing's not a team game. Well, it's a team, of course, but it's a team, but it's a solo driver out there. So, whereas other sports that you play, like your football and your basketball and stuff like that, it's a team. So, you can lose a game, all right? So they go again and again in the playoffs. Best of 5 or best of 3 or best of 7. In motor racing, to do that same thing is a bit... I mean, you just have another race, don't you? We just have to keep going back to the same place or something. I don't know. It's a weird one. But this is what it is. Don't argue with the system. People like it.
Oh, going to warm up. I was hoping to show some results. Please? Thank you. There we go. Guess you want me to read out this slurry of names?
Yes, you love reading out the names.
Okay, so sure thing. So P1 today, we've got Kevin Birrell with a 1:23.8. Incredibly fast time that is. because 7/10 behind him is Hakon Grebstad. That almost feels unreachable, I think. Although we'll see what happens during the race. Benoit Favre in P3, Paolo Lopez in P4, Kevin Stab in P5, Doriano Ricciuti in P6, Andy Tapman P7, Danilo Piazza in P8, Alex Richardson P9, and Leon Elwood in P10, Robin Durmel in P11, Sylvie Lazar in P12, Alain van den Bos in P13, Matteo Limere in P14, Aiden Young P15, Costa P16, and Sebastian Van Den Heuvel in P17. Not sure why Sebastian didn't set a lap. I think I might know why, actually. Yes, I do know why. He's had to drop in to a different car because he didn't own the IndyCar. And he's helping out with stewarding today. So he's not actually in the race. We do just have 16 drivers.
Oh, okay. Now, I believe we have a safety car driver this evening?
No, we are using AI. We have gone strictly to AI.
Okay, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a Formula 3 car?
No. The Formula 3 is just the one that other stewards own, which means they can get into the server. So the
Okay.
it will be
That's
the
what you
normal
meant by that,
Porsche.
yep.
If there is one, Watkins Glen.
True.
Yeah, there's the issue with the first corner, but if you make it past that first corner, generally, Watkins Glen ends up being quite safe, in my opinion. That's from all the races that I've raced here. Ooh, that's a very nice livery. Who is that?
Yes, has Kevin changed his livery?
Ooh. I like
I
it.
just noticed that. I was like, I haven't seen this livery before. That nice little tinge of green mixed with the red.
See if we can get a better camera angle on that. I don't think I can, but that is beautiful. I like the gradation on it.
Oh, Kevin's pulled out all the tricks.
Oh, yeah, and the front of it is
Magic
shiny,
tricks.
and the back of it's matte as well. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Sure, see that quite some detail now, mate, if you fancy a new graphics card. It's looking good, isn't it?
It is looking very tasty. It's all those cube maps that I can now render.
Absolutely, and with the new 3DS DSS or whatever that they've just updated to.
Yes,
with
yeah.
video.
That stuff's amazing.
And I bet your virtual reality now is amazing, because you know a lot of these drivers are actually in VR too.
Yep, absolutely. It's really incredible. Actually, the main difference was VR for me when upgrading the graphics card. It's supremely amazing.
Yeah, it's Coaster, but hey, out there, that's the second there, Coaster, you're not driving. See, James is going to get... James, sorry. Gerald's going to give you another shot for your surname.
Oh, thanks, mate. Chatsa Constantinou. I think I got it.
Chat to Constantine.
Costa, is that correct? Please tell me. A bit of a warm-up now. Doriano setting the top lap in the warm-up, so no one really pushing. Everybody's taking it chill. Make sure their arms don't seize up if they've got high force feedback.
We're going to do a Formula 1 and Formula and IndyCar.
I got it right. Hey!
You did? Excellent. What if we're going to be saying it again when you're on the podium?
Oh, I really hope no.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Absolutely. Why don't we have a Formula 1 and IndyCar?
I mean, week 13,
Multi-class?
anything can happen. Anything can happen week 13.
Throw an LMP in there as well.
Talking about LMPs, I'm very, very excited for the LMDH to be coming out. That new lovely-looking BMW hypercar.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited for that. And that is the end of warm-up. So this should be a rolling start.
I've got to hope so, because it says go bowling.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what first corner is here. It's just a game of bowling for all the back markers.
Now, this one for you. Is there a bowl? There has to be a bowling alley around here somewhere.
Got to be, hasn't there?
There has to be. You ever thought about going bowling? And as soon as every time you've been going laps and laps and laps around Watkins Glen, and all of a sudden, like, somehow in your mind go, geez, I feel like I'm going to go bowling for once.
I mean,
haven't been bowling in a while.
have you ever checked out on a map where Watkins Glen actually is? It's an absolutely gloriously
Upstate
beautiful
New York.
place. It's
Yeah.
like in the middle of a nature reserve almost.
Yeah, I've been upstate New York. I just got to try to remember whether or not I've been close enough to Watkins Glen when I was there for friends. But anyway, we're going to get ready for a rolling start, no doubt, again. As there's the pace car.
Okay, it says formation lap. There
Yes.
we go, yes. Can't see the pace
Yeah,
car.
I went up here to, there was a buddy that lived working in New York City. So we went upstate to stay at his place for a weekend. And we also went to one of those Halloween amusement parks kind of thing, which is like a farm. And it has all the houses, and you drive on a hay barn thing where a tractor pulls you up the hill and all that sort of stuff. And then there's that maze cornfield and all sorts of jazz like that. It was quite fun. Dudes running around with chainsaws chasing after you. Stuff like that. You know, something like out of a movie set.
So, I did just do a quick Google, and there is actually a bowling alley pretty close to Watkins Glen. However,
Okay.
Go Bowling was trademark for a particular NASCAR Cup Series that took place this year, called Go Bowling at the Glen.
Okay. I did see it on the pictures. Okay, YouTube. I was going to say television, but who watches television anymore? And exactly. So I presume that's still primary advertiser. So it's going to be fun seeing these cars go through there, of course. The bus stop.
Yeah, the bus stop is actually a really nice overtaking point if you get the entry correct. Because you can overtake on the inside. If you take that inside curb on the end, is it inside? Technically outside curb, I guess, on the entry. You can get a really nice overtake because the car who is on your left will have to slow down to make it.
It's going to be interesting because no doubt Kevin, who is in pole position, will be on the inside line going into turn 1. And on the outside line will be Harkin. So Kevin's going to try to get in there and maybe get the speed up there so he can get onto the racing line and take that corner as quickly as possible. Otherwise, Harkin's going to be challenging him to it. He's going to have to brake a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I'm not really sure which one's better here. Like, I think my personal preference would be to be in P2, to be on the outside of the line, so that I can keep my foot further to the floor while I'm going around that first corner, rather than having to sort of brake earlier and keep it tight. But it all depends on how much of a start that Kevin gets, because he might break away straight away, in which case he can take any line he wants.
And you also got to remember that turn 2 is also another right-hander. So it's a double advantage.
But turn 2 is flat out.
Is it? Turn
Yeah.
3, of course, would be flat out as well.
Yeah.
Turn Kings to the left, and then
So-
turn 4 would also be flat out.
Yeah. It's flat out from turn 1 all the way to the bus stop.
All right. And so it's going to be very important that Kevin does maintain this pole position. Otherwise, he's going to be looking at the back there of the Norwegian car, number 94.
So
You're
I'm
right.
going to focus on turn 1 just for the start, because it is the crux of this race, is lap
Set your
1.
cars in. We should get green flag racing, and anytime soon. Yeah, welcome along to race 8 of Andy Store Racing, the IndyCar Series. And what a great launch he did get. In fact, what a great launch from behind there. From Benito.
Here we go.
Gets it, sneaks up in the turn. Here we go. Heavy braking into turn 1.
Someone
So
went
far, so
wide,
good.
but that looked good to me.
Absolute fantastic launch. So Harkin Grabstad unfortunately got caught sleeping on that one a little bit. He's dropped back at a P3 currently at the moment as we're watching Cora Lopez battling it out there.
Into the bus stop. Oh, I love that angle.
All safely through. Kevin Burrell,
bit of a
Harkin
squeeze.
Grabstad Harkin's great. Harkin's back up to P2, so whatever happened there was just telemetry. The top three are on the active tyres. The alternative tyres, sorry. Primaries. Kevin Stam started the primaries.
So Kevin's going to try and go long, I think, first. Is that the right one? Did I get that right?
Yes, it is correct. Yep.
Yes.
The primary tyre should be a little bit more durable. Then you have Alex Richardson who's on the alternatives, and then you've got a bunch of people behind him that are on the primaries. So it's the top four. It's
Whoa,
Kevin
a bit
Stam.
wide.
Yeah, Kevin Stam's just been overtaken there by...
Doriano.
He's got overtaken.
Yeah.
Doriano. Yep. And that's because, once again, Kevin's on the primary tyres, so probably can't get the pace up to him just yet, the temperature at least. And he's playing along the game.
Alex is now on his tail as well.
Cleanly through into lap 2, so that's a good sign to see. Oh, 17 drivers. Well, actually, looks like Coaster's in the pit lane.
Oh, beautiful run.
Ready?
Beautiful run.
Gonna make it stick. He does. As he's bouncing the car around of his chassis.
He can. And
No limits
Paolo,
racing for you, my friend.
Paolo might get this as well. Kevin's dropping back. I think the tyre choice probably wasn't the best thing to start on.
Yeah, maybe, but Polo's now on the same tyres, so that's going to be the indication.
So we'll now
of the
see.
pace difference.
We'll now see if it's tyre choice or if it's setup choice.
Yeah, exactly. The number 88 car for the Portuguese driver just tucked up there behind the anti-store racing car of Kevin Stam. Trying to think about overtaking opportunities on the primary tyre. That's the black stripe Firestones. Well, they're not really black stripe, they're just white riding on the tyre.
No stripe.
Yeah, it's looking pretty even Steven on that one, isn't it? He's
Yeah,
got a
it
little bit of slipstream toe here. Now they've got push to passes to use. Kevin's used one, Paul hasn't used any yet.
On screen, push passes.
Alex has used a couple, already down to 7, as well as
Doriano.
Doriano. Yeah, he's used 3 already. And you're only, still 38 left to go.
Okay, so we're going to take a look at... We're going to wait for this bus stop first. Yeah, okay, we're going to take a look at why Costa went up to the pit. So I think he had an issue. He definitely went off track.
Costa C photography. And there's a photo for you there, Costa. Oh, your front wing being smashed into the fence.
Got
Take it. You can take him. Ooh. Whoa! There's contact there. I was about to say there's some action brewing there between Leon now. Bit of Dutch courage there from Leon and Aiden Young, I think it was.
freaking
No,
good
Aiden Young
save.
just went past.
No, that was Robin
It was,
Durrell and
Robin.
Leon.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible save by Leon, that was. So something that happens in these cars, if you slam your foot on the brake and lock it down, you will just keep travelling in a straight line. So they were the closest on track for a moment, and it clearly Leon does have the pace to keep up. I wonder if it's damaged his front wing at all doing that. Let's take a look. Doesn't look too damaged.
Couple of push to passes being used there from Harkin. Just trying to keep within range there of Kevin Burrows.
but
Watching
big
this
squeeze.
battle.
Look at us squeezing.
Yep.
Yeah.
That means that at the moment that the 78 car had to lift off a little bit. 72 cars and actually be under massive attack there right now. That's Alec from Robin just behind, as he did have to lift off to follow through, as you mentioned, the bus stop, and then at that point doing that, compromised a bit of the exit speed, and now allowing the Frenchman to get on up there, as Leon's also just in the background here as we're on board their 77 car, putting the pressure on. Once again, he's our second flying Dutchman.
Yeah, Aiden's really putting the pressure on Robin here. I think one mistake from Robin and both Aiden and Leon are going to get him.
finally got a bit of blue skies today.
Nice.
Brief bit. Been in the clouds lately. That drizzly cloud rain is just constantly in the mountains and the clouds have come down. Clouds aren't come down here to Watkins but Watkins Glen. It's beautiful sunny. We still don't know when rain's coming to iRacing. Still working on that.
I think Aiden's about to get this down the straight. He's probably going to dive into the bus stop, I'd expect. At this rate, he's going to have it done before he even gets there.
You're right. Now, is he going to use the push to pass? No.
Oh, wow. Robin just dived in. I don't know what happened there, because I thought Aiden just had the speed to do it.
Well, he's got to do something soon, because Leon's going to think about this. I think Mateo's had a bit of a crash. He has, unfortunately. The French driver has gone off somewhere and returned back to the pit lane. Oh. It's all alone too. It's just a driver error, no doubt.
Into the bus stop, potentially.
Somewhere.
Strange place for it, but... Yeah.
Yeah, ooh. Is that almost a carbon copy of what we just saw before there from Costa? If I'm not mistaken, it was the same place.
Oh, a bit squirrely. I thought he was going straight for the barrier then, but no, he kept hold of it. Right, so Aiden's going to try again into turn 1 here, I think.
Yeah. Now, Watkins still keeping the pressure up, using another push to pass, actually. A couple of Alex is using them, Kevin's using them, as you can see there on the screen. Watkins doing it because he wants to stay within a second.
Kevin going for the overtake.
Least.
Side by side towards the bus stop. Kevin going to get there first? He is going to get there first. You can see that Alex hesitated then. It may give Paolo room to get him as well.
Well, it's saying
Whoa! Good place to overtake. You don't often see overtakes there.
Alex must feel like he's in the middle of an anti-stall racing sandwich.
Yeah, that was risky to try that.
Now, they are the alternatives and the primaries. So Kevin Stam's got that place back, of course, with the primary tyres. Alex is now the one on the alternatives as Paulo Lopez is on the primaries.
Kevin's now got Benoit in his sights.
Then Leo is coming into play as well, just creeping up in the background. You got to watch out for those Italians and know how well they perform.
He's going for it.
Here we go, bold and brave around the outside. Kevy gets it done. Looks like somebody's boxing. That's Benito is boxing early there for the French driver.
Yeah, lap 7 out of 40. Very early, in fact.
Yeah, absolutely. He did have the alternative tyres, but is that an overtake in the background there as well? Paulo Lopez, Alex. Yes, it is. Paulo Lopez on the outside. And you'd have to say job done. Now, I wonder if the tyres are starting to wear off then, because we just saw Benito go into the pit lane. Alex is on the alternatives. You'd imagine the alternative tyres have a little bit more life to them than that. They're not like ultra softs in Formula 1 used to have back in the day. Only last year about a lap or two.
Yeah, I mean, Watkins Glen is fairly high on the tyre degradation, depending on how much downforce you're using, because every single corner is high speed, because all the corners are banked as well, which is why it's favoured very much by oval drivers as well.
And you can see that on the track map as well, there's not too many straightaways. And if they are, there's only little ones, apart from that big straightaway, of course, you do have, before the bus stop. But aside from that, only little short straightaways, and as you said, all those high-speed corners, especially after you get out of turn 1, you're going to make your way all the way up to the back straight there, and that's just left to right and left to right, series of complete lateral load on both of the tyres. Of course, sector 3, it's your tricky sector that you get into the boot, the heel and toe, and shoot. Still, the lead is about 1.2 seconds now. It's a grab stab away from Kevin Beryl. So still keeping him in play. Kevin's not just like lapping 8/10 a lap quicker than he was during qualifying.
No, that's what's quite surprising is Haakon stayed within a second most of the time, which I think is quite nice for this race because it's going to bring pit stops into play.
Yes, it will. But if fantastic pit stops, the only difference, of course, that Kevin Birrell has yet to use the push to pass is be comfortable with his pace out front. Hasn't really had to use one yet. It hasn't been under pressure enough just yet there from Mr. Krebstad to warrant wasting one. Oh, push to pass maybe will not be used at this one at the moment, as you can see. Aiden Young in the background watching the battle up the road there between Robin and Arlick. That's very wide to run there from Arlick.
You are allowed to do that in that corner. Yeah. That's not an off
Kevin
track.
Birrell's in.
Oh,
Kevin's
nice.
in. So maybe we were kind of thinking about these tyres not lasting long enough. Oh, that was definitely going for this huge undercut. That's going to drop him out way behind all this pack.
Yeah, he's got nearly to the back.
Yeah, and now you can say, if you're the other drivers, that you're quicker than you're beating Kevin at the moment.
Yeah, this is he's just only stopped as well, so he had to travel all the way down to the end of the pit lane because he qualified first.
Now, I wonder if he's going to head out. He should be able to head out ahead of Benito. Maybe. Because Benito was one of the first ones to box, remember, on those alternatives. And yes, Kevin will. But not by a massive amount, as you can see on the track map. That's the 52 car. That is Kevin's. And the 759 car is Benito. So there's not a massive difference between them. Benito, of course, boxed way back on lap 6.
Oh. Nice wheel-to-wheel racing around there then.
Mateo's in the pit lane for a very long time, 3 minutes and change. I wonder if he's some sort of technical issue. I saw him have a crash, but they have a fast repair.
Yeah, everyone does have
so you would imagine he would have used it. So, Doralelo, Bertasciuti comes in for one of the Italian drivers.
Yeah,
He's getting rid of those alternatives.
Looking forward to see how Kevin will navigate this traffic ahead of him when he catches up to him, because he is going to catch up to them. There's no doubt about it. But if the guys in front don't pit before he gets there, it could start slowing him down a lot.
I think they may both pass. They're going to pass right now the Italian in the pit lane. The 759 car will also pass him. Nito. There. And they're coming out now. So the 14 car would be behind Benito. So, yep, the undercut's paid off currently at the moment. You'd have to say for Flavier. Because he's managed to gain a position now. I'm not quite sure if Flavier was ahead or not at the start of the race. Do you remember that one?
He was P3 at the start of the race.
Who? Benito?
No, yeah, Benoit. Favre was...
Benoit.
Yeah,
Benoit.
he was P3 at the beginning of the race, I believe.
Sorry, Benoit. Yeah.
You know what? While there's not much happening, we can check that. Yeah, so Benoit was third place. Yeah.
Okay. So... Bertasciuti, then, yeah. Well, then he's gained, I'd have to say.
Yes, he has.
He's actually... Haakon Gremstab's in, too, now. Pit lane. Let's go see if they're going to get a jump on him.
Appears to be a rather long pit stop for this place as well, so...
This is Haakon Gremstad who won last week, the Oval. If I'm not mistaken. It was, I believe, his second race win, I think, for the season.
Yes, it was. Iowa Raceway.
Yeah. Because he won the first road race.
Yeah, he won Indianapolis Road.
Yeah.
Where Kevin Birrell actually came really far down.
To come back out here. Side by side next to the Thrustmaster car.
Oh, yeah. Side by side with Benoit.
Yeah.
So, good timing there by Benoit, actually, because he has definitely gained time.
Yes. because they've come out the primary, so no more pit stops required for them. Just have to see Alex Richardson now. He's the highest placed runner on the alternative tyres, currently running in P5. And then also you got Alec van der Bos that's on the alternative tyres. That's P8. So it's going to be a matter of how far they can push him. Aiden Young putting a bit of pressure right now on Robin. It's another battle that's brewing just a little bit further up the road there.
Nose to tail there.
Alex Richardson's jumped in the pit lane just on cue, as I said, to get rid of those alternatives.
Oh, he's gone for it. Doesn't land it.
Yep.
He might just land it.
No, and that second right-hand corner there. That's really going to be risking it for the biscuit. Now, Alex Richardson will actually come out behind that group, so by him staying out a little bit further, hasn't really paid off too much for him. Leon's got in the pit lane as well. Aiden Young still, I know he has used a couple of push-to-passes, but Robin up the road that he's attacking hasn't used any push-to-passes yet, so I think Robin must feel quite comfortable just trying to defend off Aiden Young without any assists right now. Alec van der Bos has crashed, so that's probably the reason why
Let's take a gander at what happened
he
there.
went into the pit lane for quite some time. Matteo's still in the pit lane for 8 minutes and change. Yeah, we'll go back and have a look at that in a minute. I think this is just an interesting battle brewing up here for Aiden.
Oh, there it is, though.
And Robin. Just there's a lot of grassy bits in that corner.
Yeah.
That's weird, that didn't.
Aiden's
that
tried
replay
to
didn't come up for me.
Yeah, I heard it and be a bit delayed for you.
Wow.
It's strange.
Wow. No, it didn't even show up at all on my iRacing, but that's fine. I just saw it on the YouTube stream. He's going for it again here. Mr. Aiden Young. Still no push to pass used there from Robin. Robin not having to choose to defend anything, and once again still maintains the number 5 car ahead.
Yeah, it's strange. Like Aiden's trying to overtake here in all of the right places, and he's just not managing it. So whether he's not hitting his push to pass quite at the right time, or if Robin's setup is just slightly quicker on the straights.
Now, do we have an idea of the pit stop times?
So box times quickest has been Leon Elwood with 3 seconds, but that doesn't seem really realistic. We're looking around 8 or 9 seconds.
But overall, you say 40-second pit stop then?
Yeah, 38, 39 seconds have been the average.
Okay. So, do you ever show a gap to leader? If you wouldn't mind a minute, because that's something I'm just curious about. The gap to leader, there it is. So that's going to give you that indication there. So if you'd have 40 seconds, and then obviously if Kevin stay in boxes right now, he's going to be just behind P11, between P11 and P12. That's how much of a place those drivers at the front are going to lose when they switch to put their alternative tyres on. Which means that Kevin Burrell, you know, I'd have to say comfortably, well, you'd have to actually say Sylvia is essentially in the lead of this race.
Yeah, potentially.
Sylvia's already taken a pit stop. That's first of the mandatory pit stops that have been taken there for the number 11 car.
Their pit lap is
How did that?
lap 0 though, so I'm assuming they might have started from the pit lane.
Ah, that would explain that. So they're still yet to switch over to those tyres. So yeah, Kevin would be naturally in the lead of this race. Okay. As you saw, that gap there is under 40 seconds. And this battle of Aiden's still frustrated, can't get past here. But good patience, I'd have to say, from the young American. Just biding your time, realising there's no point in taking any late, crazy dives.
I mean, Robin's doing really well under pressure as well.
Yeah. And Aiden's elected to come in now.
Go for
Now,
the
that's
undercut.
interesting because that's the first of the primary tyre pit stops. So if you wouldn't mind switching it back, I think you've got it back to the interval gap there again. Do you? And the interval gap. So there. Aiden will kind of lose out there to Mr. Alex Richardson. Get the track map up as well too. Please, Mr. Director. I'll just give you more things to do.
Turned itself off when I
Yeah,
did replay. That's annoying.
I think it does that with replays. Exactly. As you can see, well, that's the Aiden Young, the 427 car. So he's coming out of the pit lane right now. He's going to have a lot of clear air around him, so he can just get his head down there and put the banker laps in. So he'll have the alternative tyre as well. So he should be able to put some crackers in. But it's 26 laps to go.
Kevin's starting to build a bit of a gap as well. As in Kevin Stam in P1 there.
Yeah, but where's he? Once again, he's trying to get out in P11. Really is his target at the moment. Yeah, 35 seconds for a pit stop. Well, let's find out. Kevin's in. Right on cue.
Wow.
So, Keeper, you can see that, the 43 car on the track map.
And he's happening straight behind him as well.
61 car, my apologies, on the track map. And you'll see a few cars zip past. And you see the number 11 on the track map. That's Sylvia. And then right behind there's 52 of Kevin, so they're going to have no problems. It's whether or not he's going to be able to jump out where you see on the track map 759.14. That's where he's probably get out right behind the 14, I'd say. Maybe if he's timed it perfectly. He definitely wants to get out ahead of the 22 car, which is Alex Richardson. Is he out now?
Yep. He is out.
Yep.
Oh, that was so close to
where did he come out? Yeah, this is close.
Yeah. Just in front of Hakon. He has done a wondrous strategy there. But his tyres won't be fired up yet, so Hakon might get this. He won't get this because Kevin defended the inside, which is the way to defend in that chicane. Kevin's remained on the primaries as well, so he's definitely planning for another pit stop. He's probably going to end the race on the reds, on the alternatives.
Yeah, Paul Lopez is now coming to pit lane. Switch those red stripe tyres on.
Yeah, I can't believe Kevin landed that pit stop. That's that was an undercut and a half. Overcut and a half, sorry.
Yes, I can't believe that as well, too, considering the time that we were looking at. 40-second pit stop and still came out ahead of some of the others. It mustn't be very accurate or something like that. That's those overall times.
Well, let's see what he did in there. I mean, his entire pit was quite a lot longer than some of the others. He did nearly did a 41-second pit time. So that's almost almost 2 seconds longer than the quickest.
And yes, some of the drivers still yet to use push to passes. Clavier still hasn't used any of them. He's got 10 saved up. Kevin Burrell still hasn't used any. He's got 10 saved up.
Oh, look, Paulo Lopez has also come out in front of Hakon there.
So that staying out longer has paid off for some of those drivers for sure. And they're going to have a little bit fresher boots. Evening chaps out there, Stephen Howard. Welcome to Watkins, Glen, upstate New York, my friend. It's been a pretty good battle at the moment. Good clean racing. Few overtakes. Mateo's the only one sitting in the pit lane. Basically, I'd have to say retirement at this point, sitting in there for 16 minutes. And Koso is retired as well. Alec Van Vos is out too. So 3 retirements. Sebastian's not racing. And 13 runners left. So I guess Sylvia did come in for a pit stop, right? Yeah, pit stop. Sylvia did because Sylvia, I think, started from the pit lane.
Yeah, he came in on lap 15, so he was not the latest pit, but he was fairly late. I think this is the point in the race now. It happens every single race around this time. We're at a halfway point. I'm going to sit here and wait for something interesting to happen. I think we will start seeing those interesting things happen when the next pit stops come around. Oh, I said that, and Leonello was just sent it into the wall. Let's take a look what happened. Ooh. It's going to be a chicane again, I think. He's going to jump it. Or lose the rear. Bit of haze coming in as well, you can see. Oh, he hit the fence! I think he hit the fence. Let's go take
a clip on the fence, was it?
I think so. Let's take a bit of a closer look at that. Can I... Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nasty. Now, so let's take a look at that from his perspective as well. Yes, that's oh, look at his tire's gone. Ouch, that's not good. He'll be real mad at that one. Oh, and he tried to drag it home as well, I think, but decided just to pull it back to pits by towing it.
Tried to get your maximum speed through there, but unfortunately it took too much of a gamble.
Yeah, I mean, the tighter you get the entrance to that, the more speed you can take through it. So it is about getting as close to that fence as you can, just to minimise the turn-in angle, really.
I shall be right back in a minute. I just have a client that needs something urgently, so...
It's alright.
Bear with me. Should be back in about 5 or so minutes.
Kevin Sam's dropped down to P3 there. Let's take a look at what happened. We can see if it's overtake on the replay. Right here. So P2 there for Kevin, who's in the orange car. Then Paolo should come back at him any second now. Let's skip forward to where he does come back at him. Oh, Kevin made a mistake. He went way too wide, which has lost him to P3 there. Hakon Grubstad 5/10 behind now. Probably going to try and make a run on Kevin very, very soon if he can. He needs that place back. Kevin Birrell now back up to P1. Hakon going for it. Didn't quite make it. Was very close. So Paolo now at the front of this train that is forming, which is Paolo, Kevin, Hakon and Benoit. Kevin looks like he might be trying to make a move on Paolo any second. Lap just getting closer and closer together. The small train, Paolo, Kevin and Hakon all within less than a second now. 6/10 to be precise. Kevin going wide, losing a bit of time to Paolo. Leon on the chat saying damn inside wall. Yeah, we took a good close look at that one. Looked a bit painful. See Hakon at the top of his rev limiter there, just not gaining because of the toe that Kevin... Oh, Kevin made a mistake. He went a bit squirrely. Hakon zoomed nearly into his rear wing there. But can't quite keep close enough. Kevin seems to be fast on straights, but having to brake a lot earlier, giving Hakon this lovely run that's about to happen. Fantastic, interesting place to overtake if he can make it stick. Really dangerous because of how tight it gets. As you can see, pushing Kevin wide, but he makes it stick. Can he make it stick down the main straight though, which is the important one? He needs to get enough time away from Kevin so Kevin can't get it back into turn one. Kevin really close in the penultimate corner. So I think Hakon is going to be safe because of the toe he's getting from Paolo. It looks like Benoit just pitted again. Pitted at the lap 24 mark, meaning he should be able to go to the end now. Looks like Kevin's sniffing for a move into the bus stop. Hakon took him back in just to stop him from doing anything silly. Very close to the grass for Hakon there, seemed a bit dangerous. Let's go on board with Kevin, let's see how he's doing. Down the chute, keep it as tight to the curb as you can, hit the curb on the exit. Down this mini straight. Difficult uphill is the braking point. Always centres a bit squirrely. It looks like the toe from Paolo is just too much to catch Hakon again. It looks like Hakon is about to try a move on Paolo, so let's go on board with Hakon. Kevin Birrell has pitted, probably for the last time this race. Oh, huge late braking by Hakon there. 2/10 to Paolo now. Question is, can he make it down the main straight? The time is quickly falling. Paolo needs to stay on the outside if he wants to keep it. Hakon's going to try. Yep, he's made it. Hakon has got into the chicane first. Into the bus stop first, which means he is going to keep that position at least for a lap now. Kevin has now got his eyes set on Paolo. Late break from Kevin there, nearly straight into the rear of Paolo. So if we remember from last lap, if Kevin can make it within 2 tenths at the beginning of the straight, it's likely that he's going to make the overtake. It's currently close to 3 tenths, so see what he can do over the next 2 straights. Yeah, still at 3 tenths. We've got Doriano Ricciuti now pitting. Oh, we've got a crash from Danilo and Andy. Let's take a look at what just happened. This could be quite intense. Oh, there's Andy in the background skidding around. This is Danilo we're watching right now. I'm not sure where Danilo could have crashed here. Oh, no. He got spun. He got spun. And hit Andy as well. That absolutely, in my opinion, was not Danilo's fault. Of course, I am just a commentator. I'm not a steward, so don't take that for granted. But who was that behind Danilo? Find out in a moment who that was, I'm sure. I believe that was Silvio. I could be wrong, though. It was either Silvio or Benoit, one of the two TX3 cars. So Paolo's now got quite a distance from Kevin. It looks like Kevin Birrell is now working his way back up again, waiting for the front runners to hit. Hakon grabs that Alex Richardson into the pits now. Doriano coming up behind Silvio now. Thought he was going to try and move there, but obviously nothing happened. I don't think it'll be long until we do see something, however. Doriano is all over the gearbox of Silvio right now. Doriano taking a very clever line. That was a really, really nice overtake there. Really clever line by Doriano. Took it wide into the entry so he could get all of the speed on the exit and keep it tighter on the exit to undercut Silvio as he goes off wide, which is a general line that people take. Kevin Stamp quickly approaching Paulo Lopez now.
Alright, so we're back. I'm back.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, we had some interesting stuff going on.
Yeah.
So the next load of guys have pitted, so we're waiting for Paolo and Kevin to now pit. That's and Kevin Stam to now pit to see what happens there. We did have an interesting incident between Danilo and I think it was Silvio, where Danilo got spun out. We're yet to see anything from the stewards about that one though.
Okay. So we have had second rounds of pit stops, as you'd mentioned. That's interesting. So why is that? Tyre wear or?
Well, anybody that hadn't changed compounds already, because they might have done the double primary at the beginning, will have now changed to alternatives. Of course, Kevin has done the double primary, and I reckon he'll do the last less than 10 laps on alternatives. And part of it will also be.
Oh no, Kevin started on the alternatives, didn't he?
I thought he started on the blacks.
I think you might be right, actually. Yes, you are correct. And he's putting a bit of pressure on Paulo Lopez at the moment. That's about all you can see between P1 and P2. Now, once again, if they have to make another pit stop, well, he has to make another pit stop, then that means we're going to drop all the way behind Kevin Burrell. But what about Paulo Lopez? Paulo Lopez doesn't need to pit again. Oh no, did Paulo start on the... Yeah, Paulo hasn't boxed at all yet. Okay, that's right. These two have not pitted yet. I'm just working it out now. I'll get it right. As Leonardo said in the chat there, that damned inside wall.
Yeah, it's regarding his crash in the bus stop. Rather intense.
That's right, that's Leon.
Aiden Young coming towards Robin again.
Again? Yes, exactly. Where have you seen this before? Well, you've seen it before, 20 laps ago here at Watkins Glen. You think Aiden at some point is going to want to do some moves. Now, once again, Robin still has yet to use the push to pass. Just happy to have the young American with the 50,000 people cheering him on behind.
Yeah, Aiden's still got quite a lot left as well.
Yeah, 7.
Here we go. Race control message.
Yep.
It's between 22 and 56. Post-race penalty 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That's harsh, I think. But post-race penalty for 22. Who was?
That's Alex Richardson. That's actually different.
Oh,
incident.
okay. I think I. No, it was Alex Richardson. Yeah, I just mistook the car because.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's 3 green and silver
yeah.
cars, of course.
Then Leo.
Between 56 and
Both
25.
of the Italians, yeah, one's P6 and
56
one's out.
25. That's a strange one. I'll have to ask Stuart about that one because so after Danilo was spun out, you know, I think I can probably go back and take a look at it anyway. After Danilo was spun out, Andy did go into the side of him. So that's a very strange.
Well, I wonder if the stewards can come in here for a minute if they got time and maybe explain that to us. And let's have a look at this. If they don't mind, who our steward is. Oh, look at the power slide in the background there too from whoever it was in the yellow car, but let's have a look. Now, where's this heading into?
It's the penultimate corner that this happens.
Oh, turn 11. I didn't... Did you see contact?
Yeah, it was definitely contact.
Oh, there. Well, that's contact. But who was the unfortunate victim behind that one? So we do have our steward in here real quick.
Yeah,
I believe. Yes.
Clarification on those penalties. So the 10-second for the 22 is for the original collision with, I believe it was between Alex and Danilo, and the 10-second for the 56, which is Danilo, is for an unsafe rejoin. So he failed to hold the brakes and rolled forward into the racing line.
I'm just quite sure how we could have rolled forward because the car
He was.
had
He was.
momentum.
He could have been staged. We looked at the gap to the wall, and the only movement forward from the wall was actually tight. It was the tyres actually rolling forwards.
Okay.
So if he'd stayed on the brake pedal, because he was on the brake pedal previously, but he came off basically and then rolled forwards into the track. I'm assuming looking to rejoin, but obviously there was a car coming, so it wasn't safe to do so.
Yeah, of course, and destroyed the other drivers' hopes. Anyway, thank you very much for that. Now you guys are looking at things over and over again. I was just checking at the moment, so thank you very much. I'll let you get back to it because you might have some more tuning to do. 9 laps to go. Because this battle's brewing up there between Hakan Grebstad and Kevin Stam. Now, Kevin Stamram just came out of pit lane and has put those alternatives on, as you'd mentioned there, Gerald. So
Yeah.
that makes perfect sense. And he's got to try to hold off Hakan Grebstad right now, as he's going to try to get temperature up in those tyres quickly. And here's a great battle brewing, obviously, between two very much championship contenders as well in this championship, heating up. Hakan has to apply that pressure immediately, doesn't it? While Kevin's still trying to get those tyres up at a temperature. This is when you attack. Right up into the grass, and that
Bad
should be
luck
an
for
easy
Kevin.
pickings, maybe.
But Hakan had to go
No,
around
he's
the
gone off,
outside,
yeah.
which is nearly impossible on that corner. Super difficult to control the car around the outside in the corner.
Well, Lopez is now in the pit lane. He could be very much joining this
He
party.
very
Remember,
much
Paul
could,
Lopez
yes.
Yeah, three-way here. Let's have a look. Paul Lopez is the number 88 car in the pit lane. And you can see right now, these two cars are coming around the heel on turn 9, on turn 10, turn 11 coming up. I really do hope Paulo Lopez is a part of this. This is going to be a nice little three-way fight here. Kevin Birrells is going to resume the lead of this race, no problemo for the American driver. Here we go, 88's coming out of the pit lane. This could be close. Is he going to get the edge on Paulo Lopez? There he is, Paulo Lopez, and there's the
got both of
background of
them.
Paulo has made him. He's got them both. Brilliant for the Portuguese driver.
Oh, Kevin Birrell is now putting in as much push pass as he can. He's used one every lap so far.
Yeah, I'm not surprised now because he's saved him up for that very reason, just to cover him off for a late attack in this race with 8 to go. This is where it's definitely brewing.
Now I've got a chance as well, just responding to I'm Exotic in the chat, saying he drops a second there. I do believe he was about to pit, because he did stay inside the line and hug that corner so closely that I think he was trying to
Why's
pit.
Paulo Lopez slow down and just let Kevin Stam through here? Did you see that?
I do think they've been doing a bit of teamwork the entire thing, I think. There's a couple of fairly dubious overtakes between them both earlier, which I think was teamwork. And they've definitely been drafting each other. They've definitely been doing a bit of slipstreaming. So I think there's definitely teamwork going on. I can look at the Discord right now, and I do believe they're sat in the same channel.
Oh, I think we should jump into the VC. I should jump into the VC and break this up and say, you're not on the same team. Well, yeah, anti-store racing team.
Yes, they are currently sat in the same channel.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off then when you're responding to Mr. Exotic, because I was just wondering what was happening.
That's all right.
They're doing that just to cover off, no doubt. Well, Kevin Stam just put in the fastest lap of the race there, 125 point. How's that too? Kevin Birrell did a 127.3 and a 125.5 from Kevin Stam.
Okay, let's look at when
Do
they
you
last
think that's
pitted.
also the reason why they switched it around? Maybe Paulo Lopez realizes, hey, all right, you're a bit quicker than me, so you get up the road there and try to shave 5 seconds off Kevin Birrell.
Yeah, that is absolutely why they switched the alternatives at the very end here. Also, looking at the pit lap as well, Kevin Birrell pitted on lap 24. These guys just pitted on lap 31 and 32, respectively. So their tyres are way fresher. They're a better compounded tyre. They've got fired up more easily, and they've only got 6 laps left.
Yeah, you're going to have to shave a second a lap. And last time they did shave about a second, just over a second. So got to do it again and again and again. And then you're just catching like Aiden Young has been doing the whole time with Robin. And that's another thing to overtake, because Kevin Birrell's not going to want to yield very easy to give up a potential race win and a trifecta this weekend. Well, he might not get the fastest lap, actually. He might get the trifecta, but he'll obviously have the pole position plus the race win if he can hold them off for another 7 laps in front of his home crowd here, and the rest of the races will be in front of his home crowd. Actually, I do believe, let me try to show if he lives near New York State. We'll have to ask him in post-race interviews. He's betting a push to pass as well. So is Paulo Lopez, which is interesting. So why is Paulo Lopez doing if they are working together here? Is that No, he's going to switch through. They're going to switching through now again. So I was wondering if Paulo Lopez is going to use a push to pass. So definitely Kevin Stan would have to yield and give him that. One of those was just a waste of push to pass to be sitting there tucked up behind the gearbox. But they've shaved it down to 4.2 now. So can the Andy Store Racing team get it done here at Andy Store Racing? Wouldn't be biased at all, would it? Aiden Young could be more. Aiden Young was very, very close. You've lived that battle still. He must have almost got side by side at this point.
Oh, this is onto the main straight. He must be able to get it there. He's nearly less than a tenth. He's oh, man.
But Robbins used to push the pass and defend here.
I'm surprised Aiden didn't also use one when he pulled out then.
Yeah, you could flip a coin and see who's going to win that battle between them, but you have to say Robin has just been a masterclass of just mirrors full of Aiden Young for
Yeah.
majority of the race, and still cool, calm, and collective.
The main overtaking point of being the bus stop is very, very easy to defend from, as long as you can keep your car next to the entry curb. And that's obviously what Robin's been doing every single lap. Here we go, though.
This is it. You got to commit to it here now.
Yeah, you do have to commit to this one. Pushing him wide. Who did we see do that previously? That's almost a carbon copy of. Someone did it earlier. I think it was Hakon on Kevin.
Yeah. And you think Robin's going to want that bum back too. They got 5 push passes between them and basically 5 laps to go. So I'd be using 1 per lap right now. You don't get refunds on your push to passes, but you do get a slap against the wall of your rear tire there from Aiden Young.
So he probably wasn't used to the slipstream then, probably went straight into the wall because he wasn't used to the lack of downforce.
Oh yeah, clean air of course, been sitting there behind the car. Fallout 3.9 now. Kevin Beryl and Paulo Lopez, so they're still shaving. That's another second a lap, but a second a lap's not going to cut it anymore now. You have to do at least a second and a half.
Question is,
his charge back.
Sorry, has Kevin had an issue there? Look how far back he is.
Oh, yeah, he's probably just yielding off there. I'll let Paulo Lopez just go crazy. Just give it everything he got. Slip it up into 9th gear if you have one. And just like that, Aiden's back behind Robin. Just to do it all over again. Hopefully this time around it won't take him 20 laps to get it done.
Aiden's probably screaming to himself right now, I think. This is the point where you start getting a bit tilted.
Yeah, just going to be cool, calm, and collected, but you're in a good place here of either 8 or 9.
Same place. Yep. Same place again. And he does it way earlier this time. But Robin might get the switch back. Not quite.
They got push to passes to use too. Aiden's only got 1 more. And I would be using them. 4 laps to go.
If I was Aiden right now, I'd be using that push to pass to defend into the next bus stop.
He has to, because once again, he's not going to have another one. I mean, he's going to have not enough laps to use them. Now, just to be clarified, you can only use a push to pass once per lap, right?
No, you can. I believe you can use it as many times as you want.
Okay.
I don't know that for a fact, though, so if anybody in the chat can correct me.
We'll use them. Robin is. Aiden may be just at the last minute. Might be the other thing to do it here. No. Robin will take the lead between them. And has Aiden forgot that he's got to push the pass button there? 3.3 seconds now, 4 laps to go. Paulo Lopez is not going to cut it.
I'm wondering if this is a bit tactical by Aiden. I wonder if he thinks that he can keep doing the same thing every lap, which means he'll be the first one over the finish line. If he knows he can't keep that car behind him for the rest of the track, but he knows he can overtake on that one corner, which is the next corner coming up. Find out again. Although I think Robin may have learned now. He defended well that time. Aiden tried to poke it up the outside. Doesn't quite make it.
Yeah, Paulo Lopez as well. Kevin Stam using their push to passes, but at this point, their last laps were a 27.2 for Kevin, a 27.0 for Paulo Lopez. So now they're on the same pace as the race leader, or give or take. So maybe they burnt through those alternative tyres. Here we go. That's good. Ooh, it's always, as those camera angles don't really give you justice, do they? When you're around the corner.
This is way faster than it looks on these cameras. Like, you just have to get on board to see it.
Down about 3 laps to go here in round 8 of the IndyCar Series and Store Racing. It's up to Aiden Young, who's not using any push to passes. 5 he has available in the tank. He currently needs to get back ahead of Robin, but once again, is he tactically doing it just as you'd mentioned there, Gerald? Is he just holding off? See the rear slipping a little bit there.
Yeah,
speed corner.
Definitely start to do it on some of these corners now, especially this next one. This next one's really tough to keep the rear end in. A lot of drivers lose it on this corner.
Now you deploy it now, wouldn't you? Absolutely deploy it. Bang, hit the button. He's not doing it.
Well, Robin did have some wheel slip at the end of that turn there, so...
Oh,
wrong way round, Aiden. Meant to be on the other side of him.
well, it'll turn into the inside here.
It will.
But
and then for a flat, nearly flat corner now, which Aiden's going to have the better position for. He nearly had it. We've got 1 lap left now. 1 lap left.
did he get any damage on that rear wall wing? A slap against that wall out of the final.
That might be 2 laps for these guys, actually, because the front runners haven't passed the start finish yet.
Well, Robin, the French driver, wants to defend against the young American driver. And here they go again.
I really don't understand why he's not using his push to pass now. I don't know if he's forgotten it's a thing or something, or... You know,
Well, he'd used 5 of them, so he obviously is aware that he has used them before. I mean, they need to. But yeah, he never elected to use any, so he might have completely forgotten. Yeah, it doesn't need to at this point anyway. But he saved them all. But penultimate lap, Kevin Birrells should have this one, no problems in the bag, but it's going to be this battle at the moment between who wants P8. That's the top grabs. Everybody else, I'd say, is locked into their positions.
let's go for it again. Go on, cut it back. Oh, there's a grass there, man. Oh, it was very close. Oh, Aiden did use a couple of push to passes there. He's on 3. So
yeah, didn't highlight it.
yeah, I reckon he's going to blitz it this next lap now. Try and get them all done. He's got 3 left, so... there we go. 1 this. Come on, into turn 1. Oh, he brakes earlier. Oh, no! Oh. Robin using a push to pass to defend there. So Aiden's probably going to use one once they get into slipstream on the next straight as well.
Yep, Robin's just displayed.
Aiden should use one now, I think. He's not going to. He's saving it. Don't know why he's saving it.
It could be just a bit delayed on that telemetry because it did all of a sudden use a couple. But
Yes, very true, very true.
I don't think it's showing it correctly.
He's close enough to get his next overtake. The next overtake that he usually does. Just depends whether he can position it right, because the past 2 laps he hasn't positioned it in the right place.
Kevin Birrell has crossed the line. We'll keep an eye on this one. We'll go back to Kevin in a minute. He's done it at home here at Watkins, Glen. No problemo. Paul Lopez and Kevin Stam will wrap up the top 3 podiums, but down to the final dying stages of this race between these 2 gladiators.
He's not going to get it. He's in the wrong place.
Yep, it's going to get very wide and scrub so much speed here.
And hit the grass as well. That's not good.
Could be a day late, a dollar short here for Aiden. See here, push to pass, it is down to 1. So
one more place he can get this now. It's a real super risky place.
No,
He pushed it too
like
far.
That,
pushed
exit.
it too far.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to give it for the French driver, Robin, holding off a young, flying, fast American driver at home. But Robin has done it and secured that one. And P8, what great wheel-to-wheel racing.
Entire race of wheel-to-wheel racing for those 2. That was they're probably sweating buckets by now.
Well, there's the usual burnout routine. Don't hit the fence like one of the Formula 1 drivers almost did at the Las Vegas Formula 1 pre-show that they had. Kevin Birrell, just unstoppable in this race, wasn't he? Just unstoppable.
Yeah, absolutely insane. Absolute madness.
Few drivers got close. I mean, that Paulo Lopez and Kevin Stam switching there to try to make sure that they tried to catch up Kevin somehow towards the end. It was just a little bit too late. Maybe a few laps earlier, they might have got closer. But still, you take a podium place any day of the week, especially for the anti-store racing team.
Yeah, that's two.
Harkin was in yeah.
Yeah, two anti-store racing teams on the podium there.
Yeah,
So,
and Harkin Grebstad, remember, he just bogged down at the start with that race start, and ever since then he was on the back foot.
yeah,
back tire.
and obviously it was the pit strategy from Kevin Stam as well. It was bonkers. Like, I can't believe they pulled that off. I think that's what won them the race. There is that pit strategy. We have all three of them ready for interview, so I'm going to drag them down here real quick.
Mm-hmm.
First in. Hello there.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Gentlemen,
Good to
no
be back
time
here.
to start. Turn your engines off because you had a great race. I was going to say start your engines, but you already did that many laps ago. Oh, I don't know who we speak to first, of course. We got Kevin, Paulo, and Kevin Stam here. And you guys obviously were working together closely, that Paulo Lopez and Kevin Stam, towards the end there to try to do something about Kevin Burrell up the road. But
Yeah.
day late, dollar short, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin's pace there was just insane, man. You had the pace regardless of whatever he did. I think we really tried, but yeah.
Well, I think you guys starting on the primaries and then saving the alt stint for last. That's the thing, is like I know that's the best strat to do here. When you can do the like double primaries and then a short alt stint. Saving the alt stint for last is because you can start it with really minimal fuel. It's definitely like objectively faster. It's just I thought that I could try and break away from Hakan early, and then also like if a safety car came out, I could switch to the primaries and not end up having like a strat screw job. If that happened, right? But like I knew it was gonna hurt me in the end if I did that starting on the alts, and it kind of did by maybe a couple seconds. I think that's what happened a little bit to Hakan as well. But it is what it is. I mean, I still worked, still made it through the bus stop 40 times, and that's all you can really hope for at this track.
And you had a fantastic launch at the start. I think that was also a key. It's Harkin bogged down a little bit.
Yeah, it was a good launch, and I am actually not going to lie, my headset cut out, and I had to have my crew chief come over and turn off and on my headset through the first lap of the race, which was absolutely terrifying. But we made it. We got the audio back up and running. Yeah, a moment, but hey, life goes on. It's only ever happened to me once before in all the racing I've done.
How did you get your crew chief to jump out on the car at high speeds, going through the bus stop chicane and putting headphones on at the same time?
Yeah. Very, yeah, exactly. I know. Just a little, warped into my car. Very, very nimble. Really, magic. Just like the setup. Really, magic today. I was really happy about. The way it handled in qual was really good. I was
say you murdered him
after
in
qual.
qualifying.
I felt really good about qual, and I mean that's by far the fastest qual that I've ever had here. I think I had the iRacing server record with 4.6 in the officials before, which were like higher temps, and I still didn't expect to get into the threes in this session, but yeah, the track just felt like ridiculously fast, and after I did the first lap, it was like, okay, yeah, no, we can almost go completely flat through the bus stop, and once I realized that, it was like, okay, yeah, we can really push it. So,
Is this 'cause
but
upstate-
I did
is
not try that in the race.
Is upstate New York close to home for you or not?
No, I think that is Aiden, who is in upstate New York. I am in Seattle. Well, actually, I'm now like right south of the Canadian border, so the complete other side of the U.S.
Yeah, you are the complete other side.
I'll actually be moving to Tokyo in March, so I will be going all the way to completely the other side of the world.
I hope you're flying your rig there too, right?
Well, I'm actually selling off this rig to some of the Seattle iRacing guys, and then
Okay.
I'll be rebuilding on the other end. But I
Yeah.
will be hauling the SimuCube with me, and I'll be racing in VR for a bit when I get there, and then picking up some triples, down the road. So
Excellent.
it'll be a nice little experience switching over to VR for a bit. Really good at ovals, actually, I think. But
Oh, that's beautiful.
And
yeah,
my
should be,
my final question to you, because Kevin, I was actually surprised, but I was actually not surprised, but I was watching all these iRacing highlights just the other day, of course, that you can get on the iRacing channel, and I was like, hey, I know this name, Kevin Burrell, Kevin Burrell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you've been in a few of those highlights, and today, well, I'm still the highlights of winning the race there, and you were saving all those push to passes too, like, I guess towards the end, that hold off against that counter attack from Paul Lopez and Kevin Stamp.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, I think really the only advantage here, actually, my set here is like ridiculously high downforce. Like, if I had to pass anyone, it probably was not gonna happen just with how much downforce I had. Like, even at the start of the race, when I had to try and hold off Hakan, it wasn't happening. Um, he was just pulling up to me every time on the straight. So, I was just saving them in case someone actually did get behind me because, not so much to pass anyone, but just because I don't have the top speed here at all. It's just, that's how I have to set up here. And I think it gives me a huge advantage, everywhere else. But obviously, yeah, if you end up behind someone, passing them on track is just not going to happen. So that's why I kept them all, I mean, luckily I didn't have to use them to hold anyone off really. But yeah, I kept them and then just tried to, if I needed them for an undercut or an overcut, I would have just spammed them all to try and get that done, with that nice long straight after T1. And as it is, I just used them all up at the end because, well, I could. But that's what I usually do is just try and use them for a undercut or overcut here. Not so much actually passing anyone on track. So, yep. Oh, great race, guys. That was really fun. That's I always love Watkins Glen. I mean, I know I'm pretty fast here, but it's terrifying to race here. Just getting through the bus stop is scary as hell. It's just even though I know the set that I have is very good at the bus stop, it's so scary. I've wrecked once or twice there in it, and it's just this car is really not made for it, and yeah, it's terrifying. So I'm glad to make it through yet again, I guess.
I mean, I agree. I nearly stacked it once through there. I had to take the grass on the right side on the exit.
It's tough because if you cut it, it's like you have to commit to cutting it like all the way.
Yep.
If you don't cut it all the way, you just launch into the
Yep.
air.
You're just going
you
inside
can
of
either
it.
cut it barely at all or all the way. If you go in the middle, it's over before it starts. So, yeah,
Yep.
it's something else.
I mean, I'm just going to have to give a shout out to Paolo here. I mean, he came up with the tire saving strategy, or fuel saving strategy, to go for him 2 laps less on the primaries. Alternates, sorry. And
Yeah, I think that's the way to go. That's definitely that's a very good idea for sure.
Yep, so, I mean, master props to you, man, Paolo. Good job.
Thanks. You also helped there on the first stint to save fuel.
Yeah, thankfully I managed to stick behind you in the second one to save fuel as well, so
Yeah, exactly.
good teamwork, so go on for the ASR team, be 2 and 3.
Yeah, first time we're on the podium together.
May many more come. I
Hey,
mean, there's only 2
Pocono.
races left, but
Pocono has to be the one again.
the cursed Dorito.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
can't wait.
scared about Pocono. I that's an oval that
I
I
love
like. Some ovals I feel good about, but man, I have never had a whole lot of success at Pocono. But we'll see. Maybe I can turn it around. In Road America, I'm honestly, as much as I like it, I'm still scared about it. So we'll see. But
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the end of the season. The last couple races should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting as well. I think it's going to be a good battle for P3 with Benoit and Paolo. So it's going to, and Hukon, I think, even. So it's going to be scary.
For sure. I'll catch you guys around. Thanks. It was good race.
Really exciting.
Yeah, it's amazing when we have people like this in for interviews. They can't just do the interview for you. Already answered my questions about Pocono next week, which means I think it's time to bring this to a close. So congratulations, Kevin, and Paolo, for being the top 3. Absolutely fantastic to watch you all racing around there. Just want to have a shout out to Aiden and Robin. They were wheel to wheel for the entire race, and it was absolutely glorious to watch. I think Aiden and Robin possibly got the most screen time during that race as well. It was absolutely incredible to watch. So if you're still listening, great job. Other than that, tomorrow we will be back with some touring cars going around Summit Point. And then on Friday, we'll be back with some more IMSA, going to a track I've entirely forgotten where, which I'll quickly very check now. Going to Sebring. Of course, it's Sebring. It's the Bumpy Car Park. We're going to the Bumpy Car Park on on Friday. Going to Sebring with IMSA, and then back next week with IndyCar, going to Pocono. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to Biggles for coming to commentate with me, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.
Won't you take me